everybody! How is it going? Let's turn this off for a minute. Hi everyone! Welcome back to the Dougie Zone. This is Lone Wolf here. Hope y'all had a wonderful weekend. I believe I did. So what we're into today is the same thing as last week. Temptation's Ballad. So let's get right into it, shall we? Just trying to set up. There we go. Okay. Nice. If no one can hear it. Right. So, last week we... Oh, sorry, my God. Allergies freaking terrible. Last time, it happened last time. I don't remember. But, oh, that's right. I remember. Bat Grandma. We just got the reveal that that thing, whatever the envy demon was bound to her. So, I hope to God she does not stab us in the back. If she does, that would suck. Let's get into it. Artemi had to stop herself from knocking on the front door of the inn with a nervous stumble. It was an inn, after all. She probably didn't need to knock. After a moment of deliberation, she awkwardly poked her head through the door. Okay. Miss Shriekwood? I'm sorry to impose at this hour, but is it alright if I stay the night? I'm afraid I lack the funds to pay for a room, but I'll be happy to perform any chores or... She paused and blinked. Oh! Cole and Sid stood in the dining room staring back at her with equal surprise. Oh, good! Artemi, we were just about to go look for you. You were? Whatever for? Diana and Badger exchanged glances as she noticed Sid nudge Cole gently from under the table. What? Cole awkwardly cleared his throat. Oh, God. Oh, you know, it's been a busy day and we were worried that your ass for Bishop was giving you a hard time. Just wanted to check in and see if you were doing all right. Sid chuckled. We were talking about launching a full rescue operation if things got ugly. A rescue operation? Cole nodded sagely. Obviously, we were going to kidnap the Chosen One. Oh, you fiend! You're part of my adventuring party. Bonebreakers don't leave anyone behind. Artemi smiled despite the heavy haze of exhaustion weighing on her shoulders. The thought of her friends worrying for her, ready to come to her aid, it felt nice. Oh, that's sweet. That's very sweet. Oh, Cole let out a yelp as she yanked him and Sid into a sun-tight hug. What's this about? I'm just happy to be around you two again. That's all. It's not every day that people would risk the ire of the church for me. Diana smirked. Hey, I'm always happy to publicly humiliate her highliness again. And I'm sure your hot bear commander would be happy to cover our asses while we escaped. Oh, he's got a thing for the bear. You simp. You fucking simp. Artemi bit her lip. Cole must have noticed and dropped his usual snarky grin, his voice low and gentle. Did something happen? Is that why you're staying here for the night? Oh, she resisted the urge to gnaw her thumb again. Well, yes. There was a bit of an argument. I might have had an outburst and crossed a few lines. Cole shot her a sympathetic smile and clapped her on the back. Hey, join the club. You too? Yeah, might have lost my temper around Hamish and ruined a few things. He shrugged awkwardly. Artemi can't help but chuckle. What's so funny? If you told me a few days ago that we had this much in common, I would have clobbered you. I was under the impression that you would have clobbered me anyway. Beside them, Sid was beaming with relief, happy to see them get along. Sorry. Artemi's chest fluttered. For just one moment after his hectic day, everything felt like it was going to be okay. Aww. I feel bad for Artemi, my precious bean. What's gonna happen? The kitchen doors abruptly flew open. Ilya and Renette rushed in with pure glee. Oh, Artemi, my dear, are you staying the night as well? This is wonderful. Wonderful. My little boy finally has enough non-frog friends for his first sleepover. God. Sid groaned and shrank behind Cole and Artemi. Oh God, why? Come on, Mom, not in front of everyone. And I laughed and pinched his cheeks with delight. Sid has grown so much since you two came into his life. We can't thank you, dearies, enough. Come. Rena has some stew cooking in the kitchen. Make yourselves at home. Oh, are you certain? I'm afraid I do not have the money to pay for a room. Think nothing of it. You are among friends here. And we'll just send the bill to the Bonebreaker Guild. Cole's your adventuring party leader, after all. He should be taking good care of you. Right? At that point, Ilya shot the hyena a knowing look that went straight through his soul. Oh, fuck. Don't fuck with Bird Mom. Cole gulped. Good. Alright, that's fair. Oh, shit. Excellent. Now, come settle down. We've got a new cheesy bread recipe for you to try. Oh, fuck, there's cheesy bread. I almost forgot about that. Oh, shit, was it good? It's poppy. It's punch pop. It's actually not bad. It's actually tasty. Not gonna lie. The bell suddenly chimed as the inn door swung open. Familiar disheveled figure stumbled inside while doing his best to look dignified. Oh no, Calder? This was made rather difficult considering he was covered from head to toe in dirt. Calder? It is! It's my thick Boyd Noel! Seriously, he's got thick thighs. I don't know why. Thick thighs get you punches. Sorry, it's Frank. Ugh. Is there not a single distinguished inn within this blasted district? I suppose I will have to make do. Innkeeper, ready for me your finest room. Know that you're in the presence of Calder O'Shaughnessy, heir to the great House O'Shaughnessy. Should you provide adequate service, my grandfather will be sure to reward you handsomely. Oh, shit. Everyone. Shit. Don't. I don't know if that's I don't know whether to call that a mistake or not, but damn, is that a funny mistake? I don't know. It seems like it's funny to me. Though it is another error, so I just gotta do my duty and take a picture. But god damn it. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Okay. You can't turn around this, fucko! Mom, you can't cast cloud daggers in the dining room. Of course I can. What else would I cast? Put the knives down, Mom. Unhand me, son! I have a lesson to teach! Leave me alone, you mad woman! Oh, God, that's great. Artemi and Cole exchanged nonchalant glances before settling down at the dining table. They chattered and ignored the chaos as Rennet fluttered with a pot full of delicious steaming stew, not stewing steam. Fuck. Don't fuck with Birdmon. Holy shit. After a long and tiring day, Artemi found herself in the welcoming arms of her friends. Out of all the people she could have run into on her first mission, she was glad it was these two. The night ended with the warmth of gratitude kindled within her heart, punctuated by the blood-curdling screams of Calder O'Shaughnessy. God, is Calder like the butt end of the joke now? He probably is. Well-deserved, too. He was an asshole. But, gotta love those lovable... What the hell? What is this? Are we at the end of chapter 3? Oh my god, finally! Character glossary, as of chapter 3. Maeve Osmia. Oh, this should be good. Let's see here. Profession. Head of House Osmia. Diplomat. Which I am not. Oh wow, she has high charisma and wisdom. She's a druid and wizard. I hope to one day return to favor. A survivor of the dread locust famine, Maeve Osmia made it her life's mission to lead her fellow druids on the path to recovery and prosperity. After the great disaster, a singular memory was burned inside her mind. That of her countrymen, famished and gaunt, clawing at Axia's closed doors while cursed locusts descended upon the flesh. Ugh. Oh, that's brutal. That is seriously goddamn brutal. Don't know why that's a thing. She held no love for their apathy. Open disdain bled through like an open wound when her patience ran dry. Sorry, it's just OBS has been acting up lately. Yeah, OBS is acting up for some reason lately. I don't know why. Oh well. However, Maeve eventually deemed the nobility of a necessary evil during her efforts to grow House Osmia, and she soon developed into a formidable diplomat. Her honeyed words twisted countless haughty nobles to her advantage, despite her young age. Oh, she's 20! Holy shit! With her rise to power came the bitter promise, never again. Items. Face mail. Those who first meet Maeve Osmia assume her face veil was a culinary accessory of the exterior druids. They would be woefully incorrect. Maeve's advisors insisted that she wear it to cover her face at the beginning of her career as the head of House Osmia. It was rather difficult to make noble allies when she was constantly visibly annoyed in their presence. Oh. So it's just hiding them when you're annoyed at the son of the bitch. Maeve eventually got better at the whole being nice to nobles business, but decided to continue wearing her veil since it gave her an air of mystery. An advantage she valued during negotiations. Ooh. Wait, what? What the hell? As the head of the house that controls about 80% of Axia's food production. Fuck, can't read. Why? Oh my god. Seriously. Right. She never went anywhere without her trusty sickle blade strapped to her thigh. Go away, mouse. Though fearsome, her assailants were often more worried about the swarms of angry bees that she summoned to her defense. This is good tea. The Axian nobility's assassination attempts decreased dramatically after Maeve began dropping off their hired blade on their doorsteps along with a complimentary beehive. Get stung, fuckers! The portable hive she carried contained the same enchantments as a bag of holding and housed an entire network of bee swarms at her disposal. Oh shit. She's like a walking beehive. She's like a walking beehive. Tarot cards. What? Druidcraft was looked down in Axian society as a lesser form of magic reserved for farmers and their uncivilized ilk. What is going on? Why is there such a big delay? Who knows? Oh well. I'm not gonna be bothered by it. In an effort to be taken more seriously, Mai began studying wizardry shortly after becoming a figurehead of the druid community. It was then that she discovered that wizardry was atrociously boring. Kind of like desk work. And taxes. She chose to focus on the school of divination on a whim because predicting the future sounded mildly interesting. Instead, she found that divination was absolutely bullshit and consisted of a bunch of people throwing out wild predictions and hoping one of them would stick. Which they don't. Poor bastards. The tarot cards, tea leaves, and dramatic prophecies were just there for flavor. Unlike this, which does not have tea leaves, thank God. Or else I'd be fucked. Huh. My 8 passed her classes with flying colors via the power of stating the obvious and using Druidcraft to forecast the weather. She'd be better as a weather person than any others we have in real life. She made divination history with a record-breaking prophecy accuracy of 64%, and she made that Maeve loads with her entire being. Oh shit. Poor girl. Return to menu. Right. We have this douche. Though, why is it I feel bad for him because of this? Let's see. Oh, he is a wizard! Alright, Arcane Scholar. Okay. Oh, he's 25. Sweet. So he's high in intelligence and wisdom, and, well, Constitution is low, so is... Okay, so he is a wizard, definitely. That's what intelligence and wisdom does. Okay. The person I want to be? Irrelevant. My family name comes before all else, and unlike my forebears, I will not forsake my duty. House O'Shaughnessy was an old and respected family in Axia's magical community, boasting generations of gifted scholars and mages. The house also has a long-standing history with both the church and royal family in assisting their magical endeavors. Alas, their reputation has fallen over the years, and its future now laid on the shoulders of its last heir, Calder O'Shaughnessy. His mother, the late Harriet O'Shaughnessy, was a genius behind the proliferation of arcane crystal technology among the common people. So basically, she was like the Steve Jobs at the time. She was basically the Steve Jobs of that world. I mean, seriously. Can't deny it. Since she made arcane crystal technology, she's definitely Steve Jobs. May they both rest in peace. She unfortunately died during childbirth, leaving Calder to be raised alone by his grandfather, Gaius O'Shaughnessy. Filled with tales of his family's great deeds, Calder toiled tirelessly in his studies to one day become worthy of his name. He spent most of his life studying within the cold walls of O'Shaughnessy Manor, leaving him with few friends or time for anything else. He has yet to achieve anything of note. Oh, poor guy. I feel sorry for this asshole. Wizard Quill and Arcane Tome. Oh, let's see. Ooh, fancy. As a wizard, Order of Scribes, Calder wielded an arcane tome as his spellcasting focus, along with a quill that never ran out of ink. Ooh, I'll have what he's having. That way I can write forever. His magical prowess was painfully average, to the great disappointment of his grandfather. Calder had always struggled with spellcasting on the fly and preferred ritual casting, the art of etching spell glyphs on ink and paper and storing them for later use. Oh. Unfortunately, people usually didn't wait for him to finish spending 10 minutes scribbling spells in his book in the middle of a wizard duel. Calder had loudly proclaimed that combat was barbaric and beneath him, opting to turn his focus to more scholarly pursuits. Well, he is a scholar after all, so that makes sense. Elegant fan. Oh my god, excuse me, god damn. An old keepsake from Calder's late mother. Huh. He never truly met her, but grew up hearing tales of her elegance and grace. Harriet O'Shaughnessy was a champion of the common folk, and easily the most well-loved O'Shaughnessy sibling of the previous generation. She challenged the old-fashioned view that magic was for those of noble blood. Harriet insisted that shared prosperity would benefit all of Axia, and pushed for arcane crystals to be accessible to all. The late King Roderick approved of her ambitious vision, and together they ushered Axia into the magical powerhouse it was today. Gaius O'Shaughnessy often lamented of the passing of his daughter, and wondered out loud if her death was truly worth such a mediocre grandson. Grandfather sounds like an asshole! Damn! More so than Calder! I mean, Calder's an asshole, but he's a funny asshole that you can tolerate a little bit. His grandfather sounds like a complete asshole you could hate. Bad grandma! Yes! Yes! She's also a wizard. Oh, she's 56. Wow. She's not that much of a grandma. Although, I kind of do call her that. Back then, I would imagine a child I'd bring into the world. Hello, one I get raised into a beautiful grown person. Someone to pass my love to. I would name her Rosie. There were many whispers within Scholarly City, circles around about precisely why a talented enchanter like Agatha Stoker was removed from the royal family services. Wait, Shiro? Are you referencing Bram Stoker? You clever bastard. Oh my god. You absolute clever bastard. Nice reference. The public story was that King Roderick grew furious because Agatha was unable to save his dying wife from her chronic sickness. But why? It was rather unwise to fire the enchanter years before Queen Tabitha inevitably succumbed to the disease. Agatha Stoker and King Roderick were also close friends who worked together for years. Wouldn't the king prefer to have such a trusted associate to tend to his wife? Rumors spread from ear to ear in hushed whispers. They say that several years ago, Agatha Stoker was seen storming into the 14th laboratory where King Roderick worked on his closely guarded projects. Screams and shouts echoed through the halls, and soon anger turned into blind rage. A necrotic explosion tore a large crater into the basement of the laboratory. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt, but the lab was shut down soon after. No plant life grew within the blasted heath to this day. Afterward, the enchanter was quietly let go. She had not spoken to the king since. Items. Stuff. Ooh, pretty. Agatha used a Caduceus-style wizard staff at her spellcasting focus, a trademark of doctors, medics, and less commonly, necromancers. While necromancy is often looked down upon by the general public as a deathly dark art, Agatha insisted the opposite. It was the study of life, how energy flowed, flourished, and eventually withered away. Oh, that's an interesting way to look at that. Holy crap. The multiple miscarriages she suffered throughout her youth had left behind painful scars and a stubborn determination. Oh, poor Bat Grandma. Poor Bat Grandma. Agatha dedicated herself to the school of magic for one singular purpose: to discover a way to create true life. to finally fulfill her dream of becoming a mother. Oh, Agatha! After her fallout with the royal family, she had since given up on this. No! Don't give up on it! No! Why you give up on it? A small cursed ruby contained the envy demon Zelos. Yes! That was the demon from last time! Oh yeah! Why are they... What? When Agatha first coaxed the infernal creature from its crystal, Zelos promptly copied her face, stole her coin purse, and stormed through the market district buying every snack in sight. What? Wait. Apparently, tasty food is in short supply in the infernal plane. Oh my god, just like Malice. Oh, Zevlos. I don't know what your fucking name is. Let me go back a bit. Zelos, okay. You're just as curious as Malice. Why are you picking fights with him and me? Seriously, if you wanted to get stuff, then you could have just asked and hung out with us. Instead, you tried to fucking kill us. She managed to lure the demon back to her home with the promise of more snacks, preferably cheesy bread. Fuck, I want cheesy bread now, damn it. And entertainment if she followed along with her schemes. Keeping this demon in check was like wrangling a small, restless child, Agatha noted bitterly. She sometimes wondered how much smoother her plans would be if she had just stolen one of the other rubies instead. I don't know what's in the other rubies. All I know is we have Zelos and Noodle. Those are the only two we know so far, so I don't know what's going to happen. Scrying orb. What the fuck is a scrying orb? It's like D&D lore, but I don't remember. As a public safety enchanter, Agatha has installed a countless number of arcane crystals throughout the city, and some of them were rather dubious. With her scrying orb, she could access these crystals and use them as her eyes and ears. She seemed to have a particular interest in the royal family's palace and the remains of the 14th laboratory. Agatha also used the orb to avoid the city watch sheriff whenever he had the urge to complain about her workmanship. Damn it! God, seriously? Damn these founded crystals for interfering with us. The city watch is better than you, especially with these no god darn crystals. Fucking Wes. I put honey in this. It's like throat stuff. I don't know. I guess I'll have to get used to the taste. Minimum wage benefits, minimum wage benefit negates minimum effort after all. Alright, I gotta say, I kind of feel sorry for Calder a little bit. I mean, his grandfather pushed this shit onto him and all. It's almost everything he knows. So, to have that, like, put on you all your life and not being able to do anything else, he's kind of fucked. Although I will say, my shorts are a bit low for the sake of everything, and they're shorty shorts, just like Sid's. What if that's his mom? No, that can't be his mom. Sid's too much of a dumb himbo. Okay. Proceeding. New unlock. The bottomless pit is now available. What the hell? What is that? Yes! We're finally in Chapter 4, baby! Let's go! Chapter 4, Fracture. Oh! Bird Prince! What the fuck? What are you doing, Cole? Oh, Bird Prince! That's the screenshot. My precious bird boy is back! Oh, fuck yeah. Though, quick minute. What mini episode was there? Oh, that's what I mean. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I was just curious. bedchambers. Oh, my precious bird boy! A frustrated scream shook through the thick walls of the royal palace. At the topmost floor of the castle, Prince Cassius paced across the royal chambers in a nervous fit. He tore the dark obsidian crown from atop his head and tossed it across the room, its metallic frame clattering against the floor with an empty tink. The young peacock fell to his knees in a defeated slump. His eyes stung with anxious tears as he tore at his own scalp in frustration. Oh, poor precious bird boy. Precious, precious bird boy. You are so precious. Right. So, a voice for him. It's gotta be something different. I gotta think here. No. It wasn't supposed to turn out this way. What would Father think? Footsteps approached from outside his room. There was a pause and a knock before Knight Commander Grang poked his head through the door, burst forward with concern. Oh, fuck! I forgot the voice I gave him finally!
Your Highness, is everything alright?
No. Nothing is alright. Everything that could possibly go wrong has gone wrong. He glanced up at the tall knight tearfully. I'm not supposed to be here. I can't do any of this. The young prince plucked the black crown off the cold floor and gripped it in his hands. That thing! His eyes searched the polished metallic surface for any sign of hope, but only his despairing reflection stared back. Quietly, he placed the obsidian crown back on his head and held his breath, as though waiting for something to happen. Several minutes of silence passed before he let out a defeated sigh. This was supposed to fix me. Knight Commander Greg shot him a sympathetic smile. Well, there were supposed to be a couple of rubies in that fancy hat of yours. Perhaps they were necessary for the ritual? Cassius shook his head wearily. No, Father wanted the rubies to be lost and scattered across the city. The crown had an entirely different function, and it was clearly not functioning. The young prince could feel his own pulse quickening at the thought. What would Father think of his failure if he were here? He could imagine his fury even now. It slowly became hard to breathe as Cassius struggled to keep the terror from beating out of his chest. My poor prince boy! A large, warm hand rested on his shoulders, and he looked up to see Sir Greg's kind gaze. That's enough marinating in your own thoughts for tonight, lad. Why don't we grab you a nice cup of tea and get you some sleep? I have tea right here! Can I make you some? A cup of tea will hardly fix the problem, Sir Grank. And neither will running yourself ragged, lad. Given the choice, I'd prefer to make myself comfortable. Cassius bit his tongue, a flash of irritation prickling across his face. I don't have the luxury of comfort! My father is dead. My mother is dead. They were counting on me. If I can't carry out my duties, what am I even good for? Now, lad, let's take a moment. I don't want your empty words. I want you to leave. The words left Cassius's mouth before he could think. What the shit? The Knight Commander's body suddenly went rigid. Sir Craig's mouth snapped shut as every muscle tightened against his will. The large mouth twitched quietly for a moment. As you wish. No, wait, I didn't mean to. The commander was already marching out the door, his every move stiff and wooden, as though he was being tugged along by invisible strings. Halt! The commander stilled. Cassius opened his beak and shut it, unsure of what to say. He stared helplessly into the cold back of the Knight Commander's armor. I... I... I think I would like a cup of tea. Thank you.
As you command.
No! That's not what I meant! Cassius scrambled across the room and grabbed the knight's wrist before he could march out the door. Sir Greg turned to face him. All the warmth from before was gone, his expression now hard and rigid as stone. I'm sorry.
I am your loyal protector.
Cassius' shoulders fell and he tore his eyes away from the commander's unreadable gaze. His grip around the knight's wrist tightened as he hung his head low. Do you hate me?
I am your loyal protector.
I know. But do you? Beneath all that, if I ask you to speak plainly, what do you truly think? Cassius clamped his beak shut, shame washing through him. He let go of Sir Greg's wrist and stepped away from the door quietly. I'm sorry. The privacy of your own thoughts. I should not take what little you have left. Peacock hung his head low, his grip around the knight's grip trembling for a moment before he let go. I think you should go. The Knight Commander bowed.
I am your loyal protector. Call when you have need of me.
What? The words sank into him like a knife. Cassius would have preferred if Sir Greg had just shouted at him, or perhaps struck him. There was a faint clank as the door of the bedroom shut behind him, and Cassius was alone once more. He finally lifted his head. The cold palace walls stared back accusingly. Cassius stumbled across the room, picked up the obsidian crown, placing it on his head once more in a futile effort. What is going on? He closed his eyes and imagined drifting off in a blissful, dreamless slumber. Sleep, I mean. Sleep did not come. Cassius opened his eyes and only stand, lost and alone in his guilt. My poor bird boy! Oh! My precious bird prince! No! I feel bad! Ah, bird boy! No, I want... What the hell are they doing? Why is Cole acting around like an idiot? Okay. Maeve was pleasantly surprised when she finally caught sight of the humble front yard of the shabby little inn. When the Creator's Chosen sent her a letter last night notifying her of the meeting place, she had expected something a little more ornate. Oh, Belle. You say that. Huh. No, I know the song and dance, so goodbye, band. Sorry, it's just how it goes. Or at the very least, an imposing church. Perhaps she shouldn't be surprised at all. From their short conversations yesterday, the Chosen didn't strike her as someone particularly concerned with her appearance. Maeve allowed herself a small smile as she stepped across the cobblestone trail of the inn's entrance. She missed this. After years of tiptoeing Tiptoeing her way through diplomatic meetings with the nobility, she had forgotten how relaxing it was to walk amongst regular people. It would be nice to finally have a meal without the participants laying out horrified gasps when she accidentally used the wrong soup spoon. Or turn her nose up whenever she dared to speak. Fuck. Still, she mustn't lower her guard. The creator chosen seemed like the straightforward sort, but looks could be deceiving. There was an extraordinarily round toad sitting on the front steps of the inn. No, not you again. Its wide, empty eyes stared back at her as it nibbled quietly on a small pile of cubed cheese. That can't be a good diet for you, little one. Although, the toad appeared quite healthy for its age. Just very round. Not saying it's fat. I flicked her wrist, a flash of druidcraft fluttering through the air. Several houseflies from the yard buzzed into the air and hovered over the toad's head curiously. The round toad stared at them blankly for several minutes before darting out its tongue at the tasty morsels. It missed, and then missed again. After a few more hard-headed attempts, the toad gave up and returned to nibbling on its little cheese pile. Aw, adorable. Well, as long as it's happy. Maeve supposed as she stepped over it and quietly pushed through the inn's front doors. And if that group is having tea, like I think they might be, then, so shall I. I need my tea, damn it. Tea is very important. Don't deny that fact. You do, you're screwed. A wave of warm chatter and appetizing scents hit Maeve like a ball. Sorry, I'm just... She stood in the doorway, dazed. It took a second before she realized someone was talking to her. Oh god. Greetings, Lady Osmia. I'm so glad that you answered my summons. We are very grateful to have your help with negotiations today. It is I who should be thanking you. I was the one who requested your aid in arranging a meeting with the royal prince, after all. Maeve could scarcely squeeze out a sentence before she found herself surrounded by a crowd of peppery and delighted smiles. Oh, hello, dearie. Welcome to my humble little inn. I know it isn't as fancy as some of your big noble sorties, but I hope it's up to your taste. Come, take a seat and dig in while the food is still hot. I tried to dig up some druid snack recipes. I'm not sure how authentic these honey-roasted lumpen beans are, but they are quite scrumptious at the very least. Whatever Maeve had braced herself for in lieu of this meeting, it was not this. She allowed herself to be ushered into a warm and cushy seat while the smell of fresh hot meal filled her senses. Her face softened with nostalgia as she spied the comically large plate of roasted lumpen beans. Beans, the more you eat, the more you toot. Wait, no, I did that wrong. Fuck. Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. There. Mother used to make these frequently when she was a child. This is very kind of you, Miss. Oh, you just call me Leah. We're a very casual bunch around here. Of course, you already know our good knight Artemi. And this is my son Sid, and my husband Brennan is behind the counter over there. Howdy. Hi, it's great to have you with us, ma'am. Maeve bowed politely. Charm, I am Maeve Osmia, head of House Osmia. Though, as you say, we can dispense with the formalities. Maeve, it's fine. She smiled and nodded towards the tall badger. I saw your performance at the tournament brawl yesterday. Your combat prowess was quite the spectacle. Oh, thank you! The badger beamed and smiled brightly to himself. Wow, so this is what it's like speaking with a real lady. Oh, I beg your pardon. No, that's not what I meant. You know, said Spider and scratched his head sheepishly. Sorry, didn't mean it like that. She's just got that fancy elegance, you know? I am not sure you're helping your case, Sir Sid. Okay, in my defense, obliterate back! Damn it! Give me the fucking gun. Okay, in my defense, obliterating an underground fighting ring and biting marrow bone breaker is kinda unladylike. What? Artemi's shoulders slumped in defeat. I suppose you're right. Nobody ever calls me late Gautier. I can start doing that if you want. Night loud, good-natured laugh. No, I cannot ask that from a friend. I prefer a casual camaraderie, anyhow. Maeve's lips quirked into a small smile as she caught them exchanging a small high five underneath the table. Yay, buds! Oh, that's adorable. This is certainly a different crowd from the usual pompous and backstabbing nobles she usually contended with. Artemi Gautier was a rather straightforward individual. A bit idealistic, but was easy enough to nudge in whatever direction Maeve may require. And this Sid responded eagerly to flattery and appeared to be somewhat simple-minded, because he is a dumb himbo. She could see how these two were so easily strung along by this Collodi bonebreaker at the helm of this merry band. They were a powerful bunch, but should this Collodi prove himself a threat, their loyalties could be dismantled with relative ease. Maeve hoped things did not come to that, but she had doubts on the moral standing of one who dealt with demons, allegedly. She was startled out of her thoughts as the innkeeper brought several more plates of assorted snacks and breakfast foods to their table. Come, eat up! Can you believe it? The creator's chosen herself staying in our little inn? And now we have the leader of a fancy noble house here too! Oh, I never could have imagined it when we started this place. You run a fine establishment, Lady Ilya. Maeve cursed quietly under her breath as her words caught in her throat. She was not used to being fussed over like this. Aw, she's being bashful. Thankfully, no one seemed to notice her little stumble. Say, I've been meaning to ask. You were the one organizing the Firefly Festival this year, right? Will you be attending to the festivities today as well? The second day of the Firefly Festival, where Axia celebrated the past by paying respect to fallen loved ones. A slightly more somber day compared to the rest, but as important as any other. Today's celebrations are more of a delicate nature. I've left the organization efforts to people most familiar with the inner city's traditions. I see. Will you still attend the lantern lighting ceremony when nightfall comes? I'll be sending one out for my dear sister. The innkeeper's eyes softened. If you are participating, Would you like to come with me? It could be a rather intimidating event, even if done alone for your first time. Honestly, folks think the lantern lighting ceremony is such a grim endeavor, but it's actually quite fun and relaxing time. If you do it with friends. Hey, kind of like an air multiplayer game out there where you don't want to do it with randos. Maeve stilled. She shook her head politely. Druids have different customs for honoring the dead, but thank you for your kindness. And in my case, there would be too many lanterns to count, she thought bitterly. Ilya smiled gently, as though she knew what Maeve was thinking. Don't be a stranger, dearie. The city can be a lonely place at times. Our door's always open to you if you need it. Oh dear, look at the time. Don't let this old bird keep you. Go on and do whatever your youngins have planned for today, and have fun. The innkeeper retreated to the kitchen with a jovial chirp. Maeve cleared her throat and turned towards the two adventurers. Right, of course. If I may direct our attention to the task at hand. She turned towards Artemi and said curiously, you mentioned in your letter that you intend to request an audience with Prince Cassius to question him on his involvement with these missing rubies, correct? Indeed. We have recently received some tips on where to take our investigation should our meeting fail to bear fruit. The former royal researcher, Agatha Stoker, directed us to look into the 14th research facility where King Roderick allegedly conducted many secretive experiments. The facility is closed down now, but there is no harm in seeing if any useful information remains. The prince seems like a nervous little guy. Boss says he's hoping to get him to spill the beans with a bit of pressure. Boss? Oh, you mean Collodi Bonebreaker. Speaking of which, where is the man? Should we be discussing these plans without him? Artemius exchanged deadpan stares before pointing behind her. Oh. Maeve turned towards the seat. A very distinctive hyena-shaped hole. What? All looked rather rough and splintered as though someone crashed into it at high speed. So after Boss got in that tussle with the demon yesterday, he asked my mom to teach him some more useful spells. They decided to go with Misty Step. He's, still getting the hang of it. I still believe that teaching Cole to teleport was a terrible idea. Miss Shriekwood has made a grave mistake. I mean, it's pretty useful if we ever need to get out of trouble again. Anyway, Boss said he needed to go home real quick to talk with his folks. So he kind of pooped out of existence and reappeared inside a wall. Oh god. I'm pretty sure he destroyed his shins. Oh no, Cole, you poor bastard. You poor bastard. He insisted that he was alright, and then disappeared in a puff of smoke again. He should be okay. We heard his subsequent screams vaguely in the direction of the Marauders district, so at the very least he's headed in the right direction. I see. Oh, for fuck's sake, don't you! The kitchen door suddenly swung open and furious Calder O'Shaughnessy scampered out armed with a waiter's tray and a jug of hot tea, his tattered apron flapping in the breeze. Oh, he's forced to work there. Poor little thick-thighed wizard. There was a loud thump as the noble furiously slammed a plate of onion rings and garlic bread onto their table. The sheer hypocrisy of that little miscreant. He spent so much time yesterday denying his status as a mage, and now he's just teleporting around and learning new spells on a whim? Hey, Boss is actually planning to break the news to his dad today. This is a great step forward for him. I am doubtful of Cole's ability to follow up on his plan, but I am proud of his slow progress. I pray he and Sir Morrow managed to sort out their differences. I cannot fathom why that fraud holds that one-eyed bonebreaker brute in such high regards. There is no reason with you commoners, is there? And not to mention, how in the world is he capable of casting Misty Step? That isn't even a bard spell. What other secrets is that fraud hiding? I mean, my mom's a bard, and she can cast it just fine. You should have seen her chase after those kids that picked on me. Yes, high-level bards are basically capable of learning any spells. I know that. But Kalodi Bonebreaker is clearly not a high-level bard. That doesn't make any sense. If I may interrupt, why is the heir of House O'Shaughnessy serving us garlic bread? That's a question I have too. Why? Is Bird Mom forcing you? Is she threatening to turn you into a shoe again? Yes. Ah! The doors flew open again, and a feral Ilya poked her head out, kitchen knife in hand. Oh shit! Dishwasher! Don't you go slacking off! You still haven't finished working off your debt for the free will and board, you son of a bitch! Get your ass back in the kitchen or I'm docking your pay! Kyler dropped to his knees and grasped Maeve's hand with a look of pure desperation. Oh no! Osmia, I beseech you as a fellow noble, you must help me. Surely you can see the cruelty of this situation. If you come to my aid, House O'Shaughnessy will forever be in your debt. I vaguely picked at her fingernails. That reminds me, yesterday a little bee told me that you intended to ask for my hand in marriage if you won the jousting tournament. Oh! Diana spluttered laugh. That is utter heresy! Huh. I must have been hallucinating then. Well, you see, Lady Osmia, you are an exceptionally beautiful woman. And despite being a druid, you have a whole slew of suitors at your feet. One must take drastic measures to make an impression. Don't you agree? I paused quietly, as though considering her words. Oh, Shaughnessy. Calder perked up hopefully. Yeah. Yes? I would like more tea. Wait! Please, my lady! I beg mercy! Ah! Calder's crest fell, and she staggered back into the kitchen. Oh, that poor bastard. I love him. Sid watched the retreating hyena with a look of concern and slowly got up from his seat. Artie? Do you think we can catch Maeve up on our plans and whatnot? There's something I gotta check up on. Oh, of course, Sir Sid. You can count on me. The Badger nodded before disappearing behind the kitchen doors. What's going on? Sid, what are you gonna do? Now that they sat alone together, Maeve took the opportunity to study the night closely. Artemia was smiling brightly, but there was no stress underneath that facade. Frankly, she looked tired and anxious, like a wound-up rope on the verge of snapping. Oh yeah, because her bitch of a mother almost fucking pushed her to the edge. I don't know. And her mother was trying to kill her. Seriously, I do not like Katrina. Oh, she is such a bitch, but due to what I saw yesterday of her, like of what was on her, I kind of feel sorry for her in a way that I just feel sorry. Now, does that mean I forgive her? No, she's a bitch. So overall, let's just see. It would be easy to coax information out of her in such a vulnerable state. Maeve! No! Gautier, are you well? You seem distracted. Oh, I am quite well. Thank you for your concern, Lady Osmia. I do not want to overstep my bounds, but I will be happy to lend an ear if you need it. Of course, if it is sensitive information, you should be wary of sharing it with those outside your adventuring party, but I am here nonetheless. Bah! Cole said the same thing this morning, and he is not here right now. I am certain you, Lady Osmia, are surely a more trustworthy individual than he ever could be. Artemi chuckled humorously. But yes, some things have been weighing on my mind. I've shared my troubles with Cole and Sid, but I don't think they quite understand. It's very different growing up with such heavy responsibilities. Of course, I am not complaining. It is just troubling, is all. Maeve laughed softly. That is something I can relate to. Has something managed to ruffle the feathers of our good chosen one? Artemi stared into her tea with a furrowed brow. Oh, where to even start? There's so much I haven't taken the time to unpack. After my encounter with Enchanter Agatha yesterday, I returned home to the cathedral and a strained look swept across Artemi's face and her shoulders slumped. There was an argument between Her Excellency and Knight Commander Grant. During the squabble, I sequentially learned that the Knight Commander was once a feared criminal in the past. Maeve sipped her tea thoughtfully. As I sip my poppy enjoyingly because the fucking taste is amazing. Frank Stormborn. The Pale Butcher, was it? The Pale Butcher. Yes, I believe I've heard his tale. Artemi stood up suddenly, almost knocked the table over. Apologies. I didn't mean... You know of his past as well? Nothing to apologize for. You are clearly in a state of distress. Yes, it is a rather well-known story that the commander of the Church Knights was once an infamous murderer and criminal in the bowels of Axia. They say during his execution, a holy light descended from the heavens as the Creator herself pardoned the man of his crimes and led him down a brighter path. And so, he led a rather pious life since, defending the innocent and upholding order in the city. A rather idealistic tale. I'm not sure I believe a single word, but make of it what you will. Artemi gripped her fork tightly as she picked up her onion rings. Fuck, onion rings sound good! This is the first I've heard of this. You have lived a secluded life in the church district, did you not? It would be child's play to ensure your ignorance. Sir Greg would never... Artemi stopped herself and hung her head low. He always seemed so honest and open. He was one of the few people in the church who treated me with more kindness than I deserved. To learn that he was hiding such a secret... Is this not a grand success for your church? Oh God, screw it. Sorry. With such talks of protecting the weak and redeeming the wicked, I'm surprised you are all so disturbed by this news. I suppose I just thought I knew him. And he had always been so gentle. It's hard to imagine him as the Pale Butcher. Artemi sighed and took a bitter gulp of tea. And that is not even the most disturbing discovery of yesterday's evening. Oh? Artemi leaned forward with a grave expression. This is information of the utmost secrecy. I pray I may trust your discretion. My lips are sealed, my friend. Last night, Enchanter Agatha offered to delve deep inside my mind to find the source of my magical imbalance. And we have since discovered, well, my status as the Creator's Chosen may have been artificial. This is a possibility that my upbringing as the Chosen One may have been arranged by unknown parties. It took all Maeve's willpower to keep her expression neutral. The Creator's Chosen has been manufactured? This could uproot the foundation of the church's public trust. A great portion of their power and influence stem from the fact that their creator blessed them with a warrior of great power in times of need. To know that such a thing could be artificially created, this could be a powerful chip in her countryman's negotiations. Maeve tore herself from her own thoughts as Artemi let out a heavy sigh and buried her face in her hands. She hesitated before gently laying a hand on the knight's shoulder. Are you alright? No. Hard to imagine anyone being alright after learning her entire life may have been a lie. I must admit, it disturbs me greatly, knowing that the cause I dedicate my life to may not be real. What am I doing here? Am I following the investigation these missing rubies at Her Excellency's command because my title is at stake? But if it was all a lie, 2 years of training and dedication, what was this for? Am I even worthy to call myself a knight if all had been arranged? What right do I have to parade about a knight's cloth if I am but a pawn in some greater scheme? I paused. A part of her itched to pounce at this opportunity. Lie or not, Gautier was a talented paladin and would make a powerful ally. She was clearly a state turmoil and yearned for support. Maeve could lean into that and offer her house Osmia's aid. With the right words, she gave her slowly seep down into the night and pull the loyalties away from the church. A powerful bargaining chip could be gained. And yet, Maeve watched as Artemi anxiously nodded her thumb, her breath quivering from the storm of thoughts. Is she doing a stim? Is Artemi autistic? That is seriously my possible guess and theory about that, is that she gnaws on her thumb when nervous, because that's a mental stim. Like I said, mental stims for autistic people. Okay, for me, I am autistic, yes, so whenever something goes on or not, I just play with my fingers and all that. Sometimes. I play with my fingers, I don't make eye contact, and I'm just like moving around like, okay? I use fingers as a stim for me, so that's how I am with since I'm autistic. That's my stim if things are stressed out and all that. So if this is like it for her, then I think Artemi is autistic. I don't know. Before long, the knight's shoulders were quaking and she was somewhere else entirely. Her eyes glazed as she struggled to keep her rasping breaths even. Maeve remembered suffering through similar episodes when she first took the helm of House Osmia. Lonely nights suffered alone in one's own traitorous thoughts, the boiling pressure of apprehension threatening to burst open your chest. Maeve sighed and gently reached out, holding Artemi's shaking hand in a comforting grip. Tell me, in another life, is there ever a world where Artemi Joanna Gautier forsakes defending the innocent and the weak? To be the shield that guards the innocent and, when needed, rise to arms to protect the world? Artemi looked up weakly with a confused frown. Do you follow the tenets of the creators chosen simply because you were told to? Or did you truly believe in those principles? Maeve smiled softly. Perhaps you were lied to, yes. But your principles, the values that you live by, remain sacrosanct. You are a noble and kind knight because you choose to be. The machinations of some unseen hand do not change that. Take pride in who you are, Gautier. Should your upbringing prove to be a lie, you are free to choose another path, and you remain the same noble knight. In that, I am certain. Artemi's hands trembled in her grip, and she struggled to regain her composure. She sniffled and wiped her eyes. Thank you, Lady Osmia. Your words are more comforting than you know. Maeve quietly cursed under her breath. Another bargaining chip slipped through her fingers, and for what? Sentimentality? Another day of fighting tooth and nail for her countryman's dignity among the Axian nobility awaited her. She sighed and dropped Artemi's hand. I pray it is so. Now, was there anything else you wished to discuss? Beforehand. Tea time, because we all had talk about fucking tea, didn't we? I think so. God, look at me. I keep making teas and fucking hit. Sorry, I just had to think about something, but anyway. Meanwhile, in the back of the inn, Sid tiptoed quietly as he followed Calder into the kitchen. He gingerly poked his head around the corner and grimaced. The foppish hyena clumsily dunked a stack of dirty dishes in the wash basin and swore loudly as it splashed in his face and formed a large puddle across the kitchen floor. You silly thick-thighed hyena boy! Calder let out a defiant sigh. He rolled up his sleeves with unpracticed ineptitude and poked around the kitchen for a mop. Sid watched with fascination as Calder mistakenly swept a broom across the spill, spraying the mess further, followed by another string of curses. Calder, you dumbass! Hey man, do you need a hand? What? Noble jumped out of his skin and nearly fell ass first into the fireplace. Oh god, that would have been so funny but terrible. Sid rushed forward and grabbed the hyena by the collar, yanking him from a fiery doom. Oh shit, are you alright? Calder yelped as he fell face first. Oh god. He hastily shoved himself away from the badger, red-faced, and nearly fell right back into the fire. Kindly keep your filthy hands off me, cretin, as though my day could not get worse. Yeesh, alright dude. Just wanted to make sure you didn't roast yourself. I would not have stumbled into the fire if you had not rudely startled me. This accursed kitchen is absolutely primitive. To have an open fire here of all places. Absolutely uncultured. How else would you cook the food? Calder scowled as though he had just asked something blatantly silly. Isn't it obvious? With magic. How else? I know this establishment is not exactly the height of modern amenities, but I did not expect you to be savages. Oh, you mean those newly fanked crystal-powered stoves? Mom was never a fan of those. She likes to be able to toss a saucepan over an open fire. Adds to that fuck off, mouse. Adds to the flavor, she says. Calder sniffed. I must begrudgingly admit, that demonic witch's cooking is tolerable. Despite my sudden indentured servitude, last night's meal was rather hearty for an inn located in this wretched dumps of Axia. I still do not trust her with an open fire, though. He studied cautiously and kept his distance from the tall badger. Noble made a show of puffing out his chest, but it was clear he was quite nervous. You offered me your assistance earlier, yes? I am surprised. Why are you not lording your victory over me, plebeian? It must satisfy you to greatly see the heir of House O'Shaughnessy so humbled after yesterday's events. Sid scratched his head awkwardly. Not really. I don't care about all that noble stuff. Oh? You mean to tell me you didn't follow me into this blasted kitchen to mock my defeat? Don't make me laugh. Listen, man. You were a massive dick yesterday and deserve some clapback, but even I have to admit it was a bit much. I don't like gloating over people getting picked on. Reminds me of the kids who gave me a hard time back in school. Calder looks unconvinced. Sid sighed. Sid sighed. Hello? Have I been using this fucking mic wrong? I don't know. Sid sighed and made his way towards the dishwashing basin. The noble scampered away like a spooked animal, but hovered close by as Sid shuffled his way through the dirty plates. Do you know how to use the wash basin? Use? It is a simple basin, is it not? Nah, it's magic. The noble did not look impressed. Don't give me that look. We saved a long time for this. Here. Sid tapped the light blue arcane crystal ebbed into the left side of the basin. This one's enchanted with create, destroy water. Just tap it once and it'll fill up. Make sure to turn it off, though, or you'll flood the place like we did last summer. Oh, God. Calder's dismissive scowl reluctantly melted into genuine curiosity as he watched Sid work. The badger slowly submerged all the dirty dishes and tapped the arcane crystal on the right. And this one is pre-stignation, specifically a version for cleaning. Give it a few minutes and all the dirt and grime should melt off. The stubborn bits might need a good old scrubbing, though.
I see. This is a surprisingly advanced contraption for such a primitive hole in the city.
I mean, this kind of thing is pretty common these days. The fancy ones even have crystals dry and levitate the dishes back into your cabinets. I guess you wouldn't be too familiar with this sort of thing since you probably have servants doing it all for you. The elves left Stin and a scowl returned.
We do not have any servants.
Sid blinked. Huh? Really? Do you do all the house cleaning and cooking yourself then?
Of course not. Do we look like peasants?
All the manual labor in O'Shaughnessy Manor is automated with magic and casts of unseen servant. Doesn't unseen servant count as a servant?
If we were dealing in technicalities, I suppose.
Unseen servants are not people. They do not speak nor listen. They simply obey. My grandfather and I are the only flesh and blood people who reside in O'Shaughnessy Manor. See, look! His quills right here look like he can just go Super Saiyan 3. That would actually be kind of funny if there was art of that. That sounds kind of lonely. For a split second, Calder almost looked like he agreed, but shook his head dismissively.
Servants are a liability. Grandfather has sworn off hiring such deplorable individuals after one of them kidnapped my disgraced uncle and shot grandfather in the shoulder with an arrow. Or so I've heard. That was before my time.
Sid was surprised as the hyena rolled up his sleeves and hesitantly began drying the freshly cleaned plates from the basin. He smiled and pitched in to help. Soon the kitchen's cabinets were slowly filled with sparkling clean dishware. While they were, Calder looked as though he wanted to say something, but held his tongue. His eyes darted about like a scared animal, but his shoulders slowly relaxed as they bustled about the kitchen in silence. They're bonding! From outside, they should hear the morning rush of customers and food being paraded about. The loud clatter of conversation thumping through the inn's walls. After the basin was empty of dirty dishes, Calder finally spoke.
It is very different here. So many people and so much noise.
Good different? Calder did not answer, his gaze fixed firmly downward. Ah! Fuck you, game! Fuck you! Oh! I was not expecting that shit. You dick, Gabe. Suddenly there was a loud noise from the dining area that reverberated through the thin kitchen door. A sharp clatter followed by shouts. Someone must have dropped a plate or something. It was a very mundane occurrence that Sid was used to. The noise was not what caught his attention. No, it was Calder. The moment the sharp crack echoed through the air, the young noble flinched and instinctively raised his arms as though to shield his face. There were bruises on his face and head, most of which probably from Cole's loot collaborating incident, but upon closer inspection, there were other ones too. Older ones. Oh my god! His grandfather's a dick! What an asshole! Seriously! This fucking tea is seriously weird. Adding tea and honey is kind of odd, but I'll get used to it. Sid felt his chest twinge painfully. Mine would too if I find out a friend of mine was being fucking abused and all that business like Calder. He reached out for Calder and the hyena reflectively took a step back. Noble's expression twisted from solid fright to defensive scorn. The scowl returned to his face as naturally as one would catch themselves after a stumble. I think it's high time we drop this little charade, shall we? What is your game here, plebeian? I'm just trying to be nice, man. That is precisely the point.
I humiliated you yesterday, socially grounded you into the dirt in front of all your friends. Why in the world would you wish to show kindness unless it was some great ploy? Sid scratched his head with a sigh. This guy kind of reminded him of Cole in a weird, frustrating way. I mean, although Cole was a twink, Calder had thick thighs. So he was a twunk. Or is that Hamish? I don't know. He pulled out 2 chairs from the table, plopping himself down and patting the other open seat. Maybe you should sit. I will remain standing if I wish. Thank you very much. Sid shrugged. All right. So, how do I put this? Generally speaking, people are nice. Or at least try to be. Calder sniffed hauntingly. Doubtful. My brief time outside O'Shaughnessy Manor has been filled with naught but the most cutthroat individuals. Yeah, so rolling up to strangers and going on and on about your big and important family is not a great look. Kinda rude and all that. Noble scoffed. It is not my fault the local peasantry had no renown to speak of. See, there it is again. You're puffing yourself up, trying to look all impressive and get everyone's respect. But you're not going to get any respect if you refuse to show it. You kind of remind me of my bullies back in school. They were all pecking to see who's top chicken, but that's no way to make any real friends. Calder looked utterly offended. Do not compare my grace to that of a chicken. And who says I want to be friends with the likes of you? You got anyone else? Calder's mouth snapped shut, his face vividly counting through his options. Words failed him despite his desperation to save face. Sid smiled sympathetically. I was like that too. Got picked on a lot in the schoolyard. I guess pecking down the big guy who didn't fight back gave the chickens a lot of cred. Being all alone is never a good feeling. How did you deal with your chickens? Oh, I kind of just cried a lot. Mom told me to deck them in the mouth and stop being a doormat. When that didn't work out, she pulverized half of them into house plants and started a temporary new garden in the schoolyard. Oh, shit. Fucking bird mommy, you rule. The bullying stopped after that. I feel like I'm being threatened. No, I'm just trying to make peace after we got off to the wrong foot yesterday. You're more diplomatic than expected. I'll give you that. But you still haven't answered my question. Yesterday, I cast detect thoughts on you. Violated your privacy. It was rude, as you say. Calder called. Why? Why are you extending such patience to me of all people? Of course, I am nobility and am entitled to such treatment, but it is a pleasant surprise. Aren't you afraid I will do it again? Sid scratched his head thoughtfully. Yesterday, you dragged my ugliest, most insecure thoughts for all to see. Let me turn the music down a bit. They were petty thoughts. Jealous. Rude. Undeserving. I thought terrible things about the people around me, even though they did nothing to warrant them. Things should have gone terribly. I was fully expecting everyone to just leave me. But a soft smile spread across Sid's face. My friends saw me at my worst, and they still decided to stay. Calder blinked, surprised. I realized I had been an idiot this whole time. I've been spending too much time in my own head. I have good people in my life. And honestly, I'm doing pretty well. My friends are dealing with way bigger ordeals, and I want to be a shoulder they can lean on and give them a hand when they need it. That's the person I want to be. So when you ask me if I'm afraid you'll do it again, my answer is no. The only thing left to be afraid of is laying everyone down. Calder was silent for several long moments, a deep frown etched upon his face. Finally, he spoke. So that's where I am then? A pity project in your grand crusade? Sid sighed and reached across the table to grab a baguette. All right, man. Get out of your own head. Ow! Sid gently prodded Calder in the chest with a stick of stale bread. Why? He yelped and stumbled backward right into the chair that Sid pulled out in front of him earlier. The badger snickered and outstretched an open hand. Ooh, he's got a cute tail. I like it. This was the world's longest conversation to say, hey, I saw you were having a hard time. If you stop being a dick, I'd rather us be friends. Calder stared at his open palm with an indifferent yet contemplative look. After a moment, he reached out and grasped it in a weak handshake. Oh! I'm sharing a roof with the demonic bird witch, the world's most brutal chosen one, and an uncivilized naked bard. I suppose a friendly face among the rabble would not be unwelcome. I had coughed and loudly cleared his throat. With all bluster and posturing, Sid almost swore he heard a very soft thank you. Oh, they're bonding! Oh my god, poor Cole. I was wondering why he was going all over the place. Fuck! I thought we were going like the bird boy. God damn it. Poor Bard. Cole, you poor bastard. Magic was fun. Cole was a big fan of the stuff. Throughout most of his life, he had only been capable of subtle spells like illusions and parlor tricks. When Ilya offered to teach him how to teleport, he was over the moon. It did not quite hit him that teaching an experienced idiot to magically fling himself 30 feet in a random direction may have been a bad idea. Oh, you think? The exact moment the realization did hit him was when he suddenly found himself 30 feet in the air above the district plaza. Oh god. He could hardly tell which way was up as he hurled towards the ground at breakneck speeds. Before he created an unfortunate splat on the cobblestone floor, Cole reached deep inside for whatever magic he could muster and seized. Moments before a seriously bad time, Cole felt the cloud of arcane mist envelop his body, carrying him elsewhere. I think I'm getting the hang of... Ah! Cole promptly learned that Misty Step maintained your momentum, even if you managed to land safely on the ground. Little Hyena screams tore through the mark as his tumbling body skipped across the cobblestone like a rock across the lake. Oh, you poor bastard! Cole's bones groaned in protest as he crashed in a cart full of cabbages. My cabbages! Good fucking lord. Chloe made the wise decision to travel the rest of the way to Bonebreaker's Guild on foot. It was probably a good idea anyway. He didn't want to tumble face first into Papa with the teleporting spell. Cole had finally decided to confess everything to his father, but he should probably break the news a smidge more gently. He could feel his blood pumping loudly through his ears as he approached the Bonebreaker's Guild's entrance. Newell poked his head out of Cole's pocket and let out a tiny irritated. Beauty mortal, your anxiety is through the roof today. It is easily your delicious motion. Can't you try for something else? Beggars can't be choosers, you little shit. Go find a different host if you're gonna be picky with your food. What an absurd suggestion! I only feel on the very best, bitch! Cole blinked. Huh, that sounds dangerously close to a compliment. You should be honored to receive such praise from the great temptation demon Malice. Not every mortal is capable of surviving an encounter with my sister. And despite my previous misgivings, you have proved to be a very interesting little puzzle indeed, even though you're a little twink. Shape up, beauty mortal. I plan to stick around for the remainder of your very short lifespan, and I would be severely disappointed if you were defeated by simple conversation with your extremely buff father. I mean, shit, look at him! He's big, strong, and also he's very big down there too. Ah, shit! Cole's mouth twitched into a ghost of a smile as he prodded the snake gently on the nose. Boop! The tension in his shoulders relaxed slightly as he half-heartedly stroked the python's head. Aww! You're a little shit noodle. I'm glad I ended up with you instead of any of your siblings. Of course you are, for I am the best of us. All the other ones are just total pushovers. I'm the best there ever was, bitch. Except perhaps for our elder sibling, or my dear brother Wrath. Okay, I at the very least legs better than my bitch of a sister. Oh, ew. Oh. I licked my mic. Why did I do that? Ew. Ew. Count yourself lucky appearing mortal. God. If you say so. Go home quietly as he stuffed the snake back into his pocket and pushed through the Bonebreakers Guild front doors. You better feed me after this is over, twink, or I'm gonna bite your dick off in your sleep. I'm gonna do it. I really will. I love just fucking around with Malice and just adding shit to his sentences. It's just damn funny to me. The disputed mother can sneak out of a way to deal with me? The great Malice? He's got another thing coming to him, I swear. Stuffed me in his pocket, and it smells. Smells like old cheese. Probably cheesy bread or some shit. I'm sorry. Alright, sorry. It was surprisingly quiet, free from the usual drunken ramblings and shouts of the company. Most of them were probably still partying at the festival. Papa? Hamish? I'm home. No answer. Maybe Hamish was buried up to his neck in paperwork again. Or maybe he got sick of your shit and finally left, Atreus thought whispered. Cole shook his head furiously, ignoring the torrent of guilt in his chest as he made his way upstairs. Today was the day he'd fix things, make better choices. He promised that he'd at least try. No good in shooting himself in the foot before he even began. That is true. You never succeed unless you try. Because if you never try, you never know if you'll succeed, and that is the true failure. As I say, I tried to get advice on the screen right here, just drinking tea. Do you remember to breathe, puny mortals? I've heard it does wonders for prolonging your life. Dude, get out of my head. I'm trying to focus. What? Unhand me, you heathen! You bitch! Cole shoved the snake back into his pocket, but not before he sucked in a deep breath. Damn, this little guy's gotten better at twisting his arm. It'll be a cold day in hell before Cole would ever admit he was being rather helpful, though. With a renewed sense of vigor, he continued his search. Cole poked his head into Papa's bedroom and was surprised to find it empty, along with Hamish's office. Odd. Where did they go? Where did they go? Papa usually stayed home during the Fireflies Festival to avoid getting arrested for punching nobles again. Cole's ears perked up. The quiet, gentle wail of an instrument echoed through the guild's empty halls. Was that a flute? He didn't think anyone in the company played an instrument besides himself, and that one guy with the obnoxious war horn. Curiosity piqued. He tiptoed towards the attic where the serene whispers of the flute music bled into the morning air. What is going on? Who is it? There he found Papa sitting quietly by the window with an old hand-carved flute in hand. The older man coaxed fluid notes from the instrument with rusty but practiced grace as he stared thoughtfully out the window. Oh my god! Morrow can play the flute? So someone has some delicacies to him instead of just being all brawn and shit. I mean, seriously, Morrow Bonebreaker is all brawn, no brain, and just mostly naked throughout everything. Same for his son. They're both naked family.
Naked fathers.
Oh, God. Papa? Meryl looked up from his flute. The light grin sprang across his face. Oh, if it isn't my darling boy. Cole grumbled as he finally pulled him close to tussle his hair. Good to see you too, Papa. What's with the flute? You picking new hobbies or something? Oh, this? Well, I was feeling a bit nostalgic last night, so I pulled the beauty out for old time's sake. You know, the old man's something of a bard too, if I do say so myself. Cole felt his eyes roll in the back of his skull. Hey, don't you go disrespecting the flute, boy. You know, Hamish made this for me way back in the day. It was the first time I ever received a handmade present. He's probably forgotten all about it, but I've kept this little thing with me ever since. I just fucking spat in my face. Ew. I promised Hammy that one day I'd play him something so romantic that'd sweep him right off his feet. And how's that going? It's a work in progress. Mary coughed loudly with playful grin. Anyway, enough of this old man's yammering. How's the festival been treating ya? The older hyena's one good eye tracked the small scars. Literally, Cole's body is found faded. Not great, apparently. Heard you had to tussle with a demon of all things. But you beat the little fucker, didn't ya? That's my boy. I always knew you had it in ya. I kinda exploded and then Hamish swooped in to save my ass. Speaking of which, I'm kinda looking for the guy. Have you seen him? Miles shrugged as he tenderly wiped down his old wooden flute with a washcloth. Don't know. He didn't come home last night. What? What? Yeah, I waited all night for my Hammy, but he never showed. I figured he was probably busy with some festival stuff, or maybe he was tracking down that demon who hurt you with a vengeance. I'm sure he's fine anyhow. This ain't his first rodeo. Cole buried his face in his hand, breathing sharply. The image of Hamish's face, fraught with panic, pain, and betrayal as he forced himself into his memories, was fresh in his mind like an open wound. No. We have to go out and look for him. A tender... What was that? A tender look washed across Morrow's face as he misread the agitation seizing through Cole's chest. Duh, it's good to see you worry about him, but I'm sure he's fine. Hammy's always been good about taking care of himself. He'll be back when he's ready. No, you don't understand. Yesterday, I had an argument with him. We fought and I hurt him, Papa. Did something really fucked up. I need to find him and... Mara placed a gentle hand on Cole's shoulder. Oh, my darling boy. It warms your old man's heart to see you finally caring for Hamish. It takes a lot of maturity to finally get this point, but I'm proud of you. What? No! This isn't time for your stupid pep talks, Papa. I hurt Hamish. Like, really hurt him. I need to find him and at least say I'm sorry. He might not want to see me again, but still. Marla let him use chuckle. He is thick! Duh, I'm sorry you're overreacting a smidge. It can't be any worse than your usual squabbles. I know my Hammy and he still loves you to bits, even if you can be a handful sometimes. He wasn't listening at all. Nope, one would have more luck talking into a cheerful brick wall. I agree. Irritation bubbled inside Cole's chest as he rushed out of the attic to search through all the rooms of the guild once again. What? Wait up, son! Where are you going? His search was only met with empty rooms. Where did Hamish go? They've had fights before, but it never got to the point where he refused to come home. A mortified thought carved through Cole's chest. The idea that Hamish finally had enough of him and left. Cole deserved it, but still, it didn't make the thought any less painful. Puny mortal, breathe! Not fucking now! Cole violently pushed Malice's voice from his mind. His fingers twitched and he moved to cast ghostly gaze to search for the older hyena before he stopped himself. Not here. Not where Papa could see. But that was the whole point today, wasn't it? To finally tell Papa the truth. Cole shook his head furiously. He was supposed to be apologizing to Hamish, but here he was, still worrying about saving his own skin. Good gods, he was awful. Hereupon clambered down the stairs with a cheerful bounce in his step, and the irritation in his chest rose to a boil. He bit back there, snapped all over his fingers as he playfully tousled his hair. Not now, Papa. I need you to take this seriously. Can you at least let me explain? That's all right, lad. Just take a deep breath. Cole bit the inside of his cheek. He swore the next person to tell him to breathe is gonna get a fucking face full of loot. Great. Whatever you and Hamish bickered about, I'm sure it ain't as big as you're making it. You're still a darling boy, and no matter what happens, we're still be backing you to the ends of the earth. Stop! Just fucking stop! Cole snapped. Everything boiled over and burst in a flood. I'm not your darling boy. Please, I'm begging you. Please, just look at me. See me. I've been a piece of shit. I hurt Hamish so bad that he refused to come home. I made his life a living hell for the past 20 years because I couldn't stand the fact that I was a pathetic excuse for a son. I don't need your praise, Papa. I need to fucking talk. Mara stared at him wide-eyed. He silently opened his mouth and then closed it. Cole could see a slow realization playing out across his father's face. The creeping dread as Mara was hit with the morbid thought that all these years he spent encouraging his son, every speech, every moment he spent raising him up may have caused more pain than good. Stunned, the two of them stared at each other in silence, unsure what to say. Probably except to, as they stared, they rubbed their temples. I can't believe that fucking joke. That has not been said in a while, but I'm keeping the joke alive. I've always been proud to have you as a son. Don't you dare! Fucking look at me in the eyes and tell me that Morrow Bonebreaker was thrilled to find out his son was a feeble little man who can't even pick up an axe. Tell me how fucking proud you were when the healers told you I could never lead the guild like you wanted, or even be anything remotely like you. You're a good man, Papa, but... Cole's voice crackled as he tried to form coherent sentences. You can say I'm proud of you as much as you want, but that doesn't change the fact that I have a complete fuck-up. Mark only stared dumbfounded. His hands gripped the tiny blue in his hand with a slight tremble. I just wanted you to be happy. The desperation in his voice carved through him like a dagger. Cole sucked in a deep breath and gulped against the racing beat of his heart against his chest. I know. I didn't want to disappoint you. Cole squeezed his eyes shut. But I'm gonna have to. You can never... Stop! Mario caught himself and swallowed. Cole watched his father's eyes trace his, as though struggling to see him for the first time. The lower hanging his shoulders slumped in shame, his voice whispering thin. I didn't mean to hurt you. I know. What were you and Hamish arguing about? Where to even begin? Colton finally felt a tiny speck of flotsam lost among the vast sea. I was keeping a secret for a while, and Hamish knew. He wanted me to talk to you. We started arguing, and he said you're keeping secrets too, and it turned out Hamish has a few of his own. And then I snapped because why was I the one who was to confess first? And then Cole's vision. He suddenly became aware that he was shaking, his eyes wet and throat rasping uncontrollably. His father reached out a comforting hand but froze as Cole took a step back. He tripped over his own feet and nearly fell over. He scrambled to catch his breath and wipe his face, struggling desperately to find his voice again, but it all came out in an ugly wheeze. The world was disappearing in a wet blur. No, he was supposed to be doing the right thing today. Apologize to Hamish, talk to Papa, make things better. And here he was breaking down like a useless fucking sack of shit. Through the haze, he suddenly felt a pair of sturdy, warm hands grasp his own. Morrow tenderly pressed his lips to the back of Cole's hand before holding close to his own chest. Cole stilled as he felt the beat of his father's heart through his chest, racing with fear and uncertainty. Oh, poor Cole! And yet he stayed. Morrow's eyes stared firmly into his own. I'm sorry. Cole hiccuped up and wheezed as he tried to find his voice. No, I was supposed to be the one apologizing today. And I promised to listen to every word. That only made things worse. Tears came streaming down his face as his breathing broke into ragged sobs. Morrow sat with him patiently for perhaps the longest minutes of his life. Cole felt his throat dry and ragged as he fought to even breathe once more.
Getting used to that tea, that's actually pretty good.
After what felt like an eternity, he managed to pull himself together, only to hear the distant gong of the city bell echo across Axia's districts. Shit, how long has he been here? Artemi and Sid were still waiting for him. Cole hiccuped and wiped the mess off his face. He was afraid to look up into his father's eyes. He stumbled over his words for several minutes before Morrow shot him a gentle look. If you need some space to gather your thoughts, we can save this for tonight. I will be here. Anything you have to say, I'll listen. Cole tried to say yes, but he did need more time. Or maybe he was making excuses and running away like a coward again. He wasn't sure. He managed to nod weakly, his eyes fixed firmly on the floor as he refused his father's gaze. All right, we'll speak again tonight. And any questions you have, I'll answer the best I can. Whereas that one good eye furrowed. Regret and shame was etched deep across his face, yet there was a small glimmer of determination as well. His voice croaked in a faint whisper. I've been failing you both. I'm sorry that this has dragged on for so long, but by the gods, I promise it ends today.
Oh my god, this is not gonna go well. Holy shit. You poor guy.
Cole stumbled his way wordlessly towards the door. Gods, he really fucked everything up again. He was supposed to make everything better today, but he only managed to break down into unreadable mess. Oh. He sucked in a deep breath. No, he had no chance tonight. And maybe Hamish would have returned by then, and he could finally make it up to him. Doubtful, that Treya's voice in the back of his mind muttered. Cole shook his head furiously and smacked himself in the face. No, he was going to get it right this time. He had to. A movement at the edge of his vision snapped him out of his stupor. Cole immediately sprang to attention, his sword snapping to his surroundings. Hello? Who's there? There was no response. He was met only by the empty hall of the guild building. No, he definitely saw something earlier. Cole bit his lip and pressed a finger to his temple, and then rubbed them. My god, now the joke is fucking back! Oh. Never mind. It was just that ghostly gaze. Arcane light filled his eyes as his vision expanded, piercing through every fiber of the Bonebreaker Guild. Cole froze. What? Realization. Before a single word could be uttered, he fled as quickly as his feet could carry him. All that talk of making things better, making better choices. In the end, he could only flee like a coward. What the hell happened? No! I want more Bird Boy! Oh! Dan's door slowly slid open as Cole returned from his brief visit home. He had taken some time to rub the snot and tears from his face and hid the red of his eyes with a small minor illusion. He had hoped nobody noticed how fucked up he was at the moment. He was barely holding it together. As Cole sauntered through the Sparrow Roost Inn warm doors, Artemi and Sid's delighted faces greeted him. You've returned! Boss, you're back! How did it go? The two of them froze as they caught sight of him. Is something wrong? Nah, it went fantastic. Great, in fact. Why does something have to be wrong? Well, firstly, you got that got the face of a kicked puppy.
Oh, that's horrible!
I always look like this. Why can't a guy just be miserable in peace? All the wind was squeezed out of Cole's lungs there. Timmy pulled him in an unexpected crushing hug. His damp, wet eyes were just beginning to dry. You didn't need to start again in front of everyone. Your armor's digging into my ribs. Give it time, Cole. Your father is a very understanding man. I'm sure everything can be worked out. The knight smiled. And if it's any consolation, you're still stuck with us. Our timer retracted her hug, and Cole immediately dropped to the floor in a loose pile of bones and bruises. He let a half-hearted wheeze and was grateful when Sid helped him back with a firm hand. If we're done being all gross and sappy, we've got a prince to interrogate today. Did that druid lady show up yet? Ah! My also stood up from her seat, bowed politely. Charmed to meet you at last, Collodi Bonebreaker. I am grateful you've allowed me to join your investigations. It is admirable the amount of progress your adventuring party has made. You clearly make a formidable leader at the helm. Cole squinted and flourished his hands over his head dramatically. And I am overjoyed, nay, absolutely chuffed and tickled to be graced by thine glowing and bobbing presence. What a little smartass! I did not look impressed. You can drop flattery, lady. We commoners don't judge folks by how well they can gargle a thesaurus around here. Bit of a dick, isn't he? Cole glanced at her, pleasantly surprised. Huh? Maybe you're not so bad for a blue blood. I was born a farmer, like most of my druid countrymen. Nobility has been a bit of a learning curve. Huh. I think you've learned a little too well. Remember to pull yourself out of your ass occasionally, otherwise you're gonna get stuck there.
Cole, that's horrible!
That's horrible advice! Your advice and expertise on the subject is duly noted. I bet. Oh god. A brief smirk passed across both their faces before they settled down at their table. Anyway, did these two catch you up on the plan today? We're heading to the royal palace for a little meeting with the prince.
Yes! The sus face is back!
Gonna try and squeeze some answers out of the guy. Like, yo, we heard you paying urgent to spread these funky rubies through the black market. What gives? I call bullshit. You'll probably get the chance to poke him around the royal family's involvement with the Locust family while it's there. It's back. Maeve's eyes narrowed. He will likely remain tight-lipped. However, even a brief audience will allow us to force an official statement from the royal family, and that can be used to our advantage. Artemi frowned. It still pains me to suspect the royal family of dubious behavior, but all clues point in that direction. Enchanter Agatha alluded to similar suspicions, but she said she was unable to speak of it. Her tongue was tied. She was only able to repeat publicly available information to me when she spoke of her misgivings, and recommended that we investigate the 14th laboratory in the Magistracy District for more details. The kitchen door suddenly creaked open and Calder poked his head out, ears twitching. What the hell, man? Unable to speak of details that are not publicly available? Why, that sounds like the workings of an anti-memetic spell. Everyone turned towards the foppish hyena with a mix of intrigue and disdain. There was a pause that everyone silently considered if their need for information was worthy giving Calder O'Shaughnessy the satisfaction of being asked a question. The foppish grinned and flourished a hand through his hair dramatically, reveling in his attention. You attention whore! Well, I'm sure that you're desperate to know, and I, the heir of House O'Shaughnessy, will be happy to share my expertise of arcane knowledge. Did anyone else hear something? Just some passing wind, nothing more. Excuse me? I am clearly in possession of vital information. Surely I am more useful as a consultant than I am as a menial laborer. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Poor bastard. The kitchen door suddenly swung open and fierce Ilya stepped out, flanked by a small slug. Oh, shit. Dishwasher, get your sorry ass back in here! I don't tolerate slacking off on the job! What? Right away, ma'am. Please put those knives away. Oh, fuck. I love voicing Calendar like that. He is just, oh my god, I love how absurd it is. I love the voice. Just like, what? Right away, ma'am. Please put those knives away. Oh, that's great. Oh, come on, guys. Give him a break. If he's got some useful info, why not let him help? Dude, do you actually trust this guy? I mean, sorta? He's got the vibes of someone desperate to be useful. Are you really gonna let grudge get in the way of the investigation? And you guys really need to stop beating him down. I think it's past the point of being funny now. Your capacity for forgiveness and understanding is an inspiration for all, Sir Sid. Unfortunately, you are a better person than I. Come on, Artie. For me. Timmy grimaced. Oh, very well. I will stay my hand for as long as Calder O'Shaughnessy refrains from his rudeness. I do not expect our truce to last very long. Yeah, same. I'm still gonna clap back if he tries something. Fair enough, I guess. Ah, poor guy. Sid sighed and lifted the foppish noble by the collar, away from his mother's reach. Oh, you poor guy! You're so traumatized. Ilya shot the hater one last starting glare before retreating back into the kitchen. Oh god! He's traumatized! Poor guy. Calder visibly relaxed as the older bird disappeared from view, but still clutched onto Sid's arm for dear life. So what were you saying about this funky spell? The noble cleared his throat nervously. Why, I am so glad you asked. It is an infinitely complex topic, but to put it in layman's terms, an anti-memetic spell is a powerful magic that creates a self-keeping secret. A self-keeping secret? I got bullshit. For example, say someone casts an anti-memetic spell on that horribly kept secret of you being a mage. Cole flucked a chunk of butter into all our hangers here. Sid immediately swatted it out of the air with such impressive speed that Cole forgot to be annoyed. That information will be unable to be spread. I could verbally say it to someone, this dirt-encrusted son of Marrow Bonebreaker is actually a mage, but they would not comprehend my words. I could write those same words down on paper and show it to someone, but would not understand what they were reading. The secret will be maintained. Maeve stiffened, agitation bleeding through her stoic facade. This is concerning, to say the least. If what you say is true, even if we manage to uncover any damning evidence of the royal family's wrongdoings, we would not recognize it for what it is. Our investigation would become an impossible task. Would there even be a point in meeting with His Highness? Anti-memetics is a powerful magic and requires a significant amount of resources to pull off. However, it also includes several significant weaknesses. For one, the spell needs a copy of the information it is obscuring. In this example, it could be a simple piece of paper containing the words, Collodi Bonebreaker is a third-rate mage. Ow! Who just kicked me? Boss, come on, let him finish. What? I didn't do anything this time. Worry not, Cole. It was I who defended your honor. Howler scowled and rubbed his bruised shins wearily. Oh, God. What do you mean, thick thighs? Anyway, the spellcaster will need to hide away the written copy of his secret in a safe place. If someone manages to find a copy and dispel it, the anti-memetic effects end. Calder nodded thoughtfully. If I were to hazard a guess, a copy of such information is stored within the 14th laboratory. That is likely why Agatha Stoker urged you to search the place. I see. So if we find this copy, We could break the spell and uncover the royal family's wrongdoings in one fell swoop. That is one option. Another weakness of the anti-mimetic spell is it only prevents other people from spreading your secret. If the spellcaster himself accidentally gives the slip, the information would still spread. The third and final weakness of this spell is that it can only prevent knowledge from spreading. It does not destroy it. Those who already know the secret before the spell is cast still hold on to that knowledge. They cannot spread it themselves, but they will nonetheless. I guess that rules out knowing that old bat for more details, but I'm still sus of this bullshit. Cole scratched his chin. Okay, what are the chances that the prince is the one who cast this secret spell? I mean, the king and queen are dead, so he's basically the only one left. If we could squeeze some info out of the guy, we'd be able to keep it in our heads. Not an ideal outcome. If one of us learns the secret, we will be unable to inform the others. Good point. It's still worth talking to the prince, though. Plenty of non-secret stuff we could pressure him about. Cole hopped off his chair and dusted himself off. That's enough chatter. Is everyone ready to head out? We've got That is so mean! We've got a peacock to bully. Try not to say anything stupid while we're there. Oh, that's fucked. No! Don't bully the peacock. Why did you look at me when you said that? Moral support. Oh, that reminds me. Gautier, if you have a moment, give me your hand. Oh, of course. What do you require, my lady? Artemi watched curiously as the druid tugged off the armored glove from her hand. Her eyes widened as Mai dug through a small pouch at her hip and pulled out a bronze ring edged with a small amber gemstone. Then her jaw fell straight to the floor and the druid gently slid the ring onto her finger. Lady Osmia, I have no idea what to say. This is so sudden. Is it comfortable? I made it this morning to your size. I will be happy to send it back for adjustments if it troubles you. Artemi thumped over the small gemstone on her finger, her face alight with a flustering pink. Oh, you bashful bean. No, it fits perfectly. I have never received such a gift before. This is deeply flattering, but think of our positions. I've tilted her head with a frown. Will you accept it? Artemi fell quiet, furiously fidgeting with the new ring across her finger as she struggled to muster a string of coherent words. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I nodded. Good. The arcane crystal should boost your charisma by a smidge. My what? I asked the blacksmith Clyde to create a few enchanted items for House Osmia as a test run. Seeing as we are about to meet with royalty and your conversation skills are rather lacking, I had him craft this +1 charisma ring. I have my doubts on how much it can improve, but it was worth a try. Of course! This is an arcane ring, not Creator's Breath. What is wrong with me? Oh. You dumbass. Artemi smiled politely and bowed. Please excuse me, Lady Osmia. I must go murder Collodi Bonebreaker. Make it quick if you must. Our meeting with the prince fast approaches. As Harry got busy creating a second hyena-shaped hole in the wall, Cowler shuffled up to the group nervously. If you mean to pursue your investigation, would it not be helpful to have a knowledgeable wizard at your disposal? I, heir of House... Oh, I mean, I will be happy to provide my services if they are of help. Hold it there, dishwasher! You're not wiggling your way off work that easily! Gods, woman! Will you ever leave me alone? Okay. Come on, Mom. I'm sure he's learned his lesson by now. You can let him off the hook. Honey, you've grown to such a kind and gentle son, and I am so proud of you.
But you can't keep letting these little chunk of fucks get away with shit scot-free! That's why you keep getting picked on in back school! Yeah, got it. We already had a talk and he's sorry. Let's just move on, shall we? Ilya shot her son a knowing, doubtful look. Oh, the stuck-up noble boy said he's sorry? Did he actually apologize, or did he have to bend over backwards to squeeze a half-decent word out of him? Yeah, there it is! Back in the kitchen with you! Wait! Mercy! I beg mercy! Too fucking bad! That's not a minute here, you little... Ilya was momentarily distracted when doors and suddenly creaked over as a new customer stepped inside. Like clockwork, the murder melted away. Oh my god! Greetings! Welcome to Sparrow's Roost Inn. What can I get for you? Herbert stumbled when she caught sight of the man slowly approaching the front desk. Who is it? Who the fuck are you? Wait. You're the grandfather. Oh, you're the dick. The temperature of the ceiling seemed to drop with every step as the tall ancient man glared down at her, though a condescending glare. The old man wore a tattered, old-fashioned wizard's hat that went out of style decades ago, and his expensive cloak spilled out behind him in a waterfall of fabric. He looked as out of place in this humble tavern as a fish out of water, if the fish could glare holes in your skull. His eyes scanned across the occupants of the room in search of something before slowly panning towards Ilya standing behind the counter. The old man looked mildly surprised to see Ilya defiantly staring right back with a strange smile unbent by his presence. Oh, it is the dick!
My name is Sir Gaius O'Shaughnessy of House O'Shaughnessy. I'm looking for my grandson, Calder. Have you seen him?
Gaius' voice dragged like jagged grains of sight, scratching grain for years of disuse. So ragged. Okay, hold on.
My name is Gaius O'Shaughnessy of House O'Shaughnessy.
That was wrong.
My name is Gaius O'Shaughnessy of House O'Shaughnessy. I am looking for my grandson, Calder. Have you seen him?
Ella opened her beak to respond, but froze as she felt something seize her leg in a death grip. Oh! She glanced down to see Calder crouched behind the counter at her feet. The boy's shoulders were trembling in unrestrained terror as he clasped a grin over his face to stifle his own ragged breath. Oh my god! Oh! You poor guy! Calder peered up with her desperate pleading eyes, shaking his head furiously in fear. All the hotness and condensation were gone. Here, quivering her feet, was a terrified child. Ilya sucked in a deep breath and turned back towards the old wizard. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. We haven't received any guests by that name at our inn. Ilya smiled, her voice pleasant, but there was iron behind her eyes.
There is no point in lying. My cast of low-grade creature led me straight here. Without a shred of doubt, my useless wretch of a grandson is hiding somewhere in this establishment.
Oh, I'm just an old bird trying to run a little worn-down inn. All this magical stuff goes completely over my head, but I am sorry I did not house any hyenas that are named Calder. Perhaps you are mistaken. Gaius' eye narrowed.
I do not make mistakes.
Oh, dearie, I used to think the same, but age always finds a way to sneak up on you. Why did you cast that locating spell of yours again? I'm very certain he'll tell you that your grandson is not here. The wizard's jaws tightened. Oh no! It's blinked in surprise.
It appears I am mistaken.
No need to be embarrassed, dear. Mistakes happen. I have one thing to say. This fucking drip outfit. Holy shit. Fucking drip, man. For an old ass man. His outfit looks fucking great. I wish you the best luck in finding your grandson, though. You must be so worried. Gaius O'Shaughnessy's face twisted in a deep knob of irritation.
Perhaps. I'd best be on my way. He turned to leave, but his eyes widened as he caught sight of Cole, who was sprawled across the floor where Artemi was clobbering him over the head with a plate of onion rings. Gaius approached, his eyes burning curiously in the younger hanging for an uncomfortably long time. Cole squinted. Can I help you? You. Young man, what is your name? Cole grimaced at the strange old man hovering above him as he bruised a chunk of fried onion. Oh, God! My name? It's, Jeffrey. I see. Not another word, the old wizard left, the door slamming closed behind him. Cole picked himself off the floor with a bemused huff. Creepy old git. He could smell the condensation wafting off of him. Cole, that was rather rude. Why did you lie to that elderly gentleman? What? Are you kidding me? I'm not giving my name to random old wizards. Stranger danger, Artie. Ah, yes. Wise words. He glanced towards the entrance where Ilya was gently helping the shivering calendar back on his feet. Diana was pale, his eyes darting towards the door as though expecting the wizard to return at any moment. Ilya patted him on the back and spoke with surprising tenderness. Oh, my poor noble. Oh my God, you're so terrified of him. He probably beats you. It's probably a... Wait a minute. Hold on for just a minute. I just thought I saw something. It looks like the art improved on him. Like it's not so faded. But my poor thick-thighed noble. I think it's best if you take the dishwasher with you. I'd hate for his grandfather to return and find him here. Oh, grimaced but nodded reluctantly. Fine. We can use the nerd when we head to the laboratory anyway. Sid gave the older Haley a shoulder a warm squeeze. Hey man, you doing okay? Do you want to talk about it? Calder said nothing. He weakly clung onto Sid's arm hand and allowed him to be led quietly out of the door. Artemi shot a concerned frown, but followed them outside with Maeve. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe the little brat doesn't deserve all he's gotten. Keep an eye out for him, will you, dearie? Sure, but I have to ask you something. My bullshit senses are tingling. What was that? Ilya looked surprised. Whatever do you mean? Back there, when that old man tried to magically locate Calder again, you cast non-detection, but you did it without any verbal incantation or somatic gestures. It just kind of happened. Cole's eyes narrowed. Subtle spell? Bards usually can't do that unless... Ilya laughed him. Novice bards typically can't learn Misty Step or Ghostly Gaze either, dear. Come now, don't pry. A lady must keep some of her secrets. Now go on. You've got a prince to interrogate and a mystery to solve. Don't distract yourself with a little bird like me. Cole watched her carefully for several long moments before luckily leaving to join the others. Ilya waved pleasantly as he left, her small frame disappearing from view as the door swung closed behind him with a thump. Secrets! Their walk to the royal palace was a quiet one. Oh my God. I feel so bad for Calder right now. He looks so fucking terrified. Why? I bet his grandfather is just abusing him, you know? Like physically abusing him and shit. And verbally. That's why Calder is so upstruck and all that. Oh, poor guy. Their walk to the royal palace was a quiet one. Artemi and Maeve led the charge, chatting quietly amongst themselves about the history of noble families or something like that. Sid dawdled behind the group with Calder. The older hyena slightly clung to his arm and did not utter a single word after they left the inn. Sid shot frequent worried glances. Noble had completely clammed up and his gaze firmly fixed to the ground as though trying to ignore everything around him. Ah, my poor Noble, fix-eyed boy! Hey, I know I already asked, but is everything okay? Your grandpa doesn't seem like an easy guy to live with. Calder immediately snapped up as though waking from a daze. A scowl slid over his face and naturally one would squint in the morning sun. Of course I'm okay. Why is that even a question? Do not make pre-assumptions of things you don't understand, plebeian. Sid smiled awkwardly, raised his hand in surrender. Hey man, I'm not assuming anything. You just look kind of awful, and I wanted to know if there's anything I could do to help. Calder blinked, taken aback, before the scowl returned. There's nothing that you can do, Commoner. In fact, there's nothing to do. I have my responsibilities as my house's heir, and to the burdens that come with it. And I am perfectly capable of carrying them out on my own. Thank you very much. Noble upturned his nose and stopped off, hurrying to the front of the group where Maeve and Artemi were chatting. Despite his best attempt to puff out his chest, Sid couldn't help but notice the slump of his shoulders through that weak facade. Cole sidled. Cole slided? I think it's Cole slided. Yeesh. Even when you tried to help the guy, he's an absolute dick about it. I'm not sure why you even bother. Well, everyone deals with stuff differently. Speaking of which, are you okay too? Cole immediately stiffened. Oh god. Of course I'm okay. The bar comes up and blinked. Oh my god. Oh. Jesus, sorry. Don't like that. They walked silently. Wait, what does that mean? Heard himself and blinked. Huh? Don't like that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like that doesn't sound good. They walked silently together for a few minutes before Cole said, Alrighty, okay might be a bit generous. But I'm dealing with it. Everything sucks, but it's a long time coming. Did your dad really take it that badly? Cole threw his hands up in the air. That's the worst part. I couldn't even confess anything. I just kind of broke down and he had to confront me. So much for taking responsibility and all that shit. I guess we're putting off until a little later. Sid looked at him sharply. You will talk to him, won't you? What? Of course I will. Why wouldn't I? I promised I'd try to suck less. Didn't realize how little faith you had in me, big guy. Super Saiyan 3 Badger. Super Saiyan Badger 3! Or Super Badger 3. I have faith in you. It's just that, well... Sid glanced around. They were lagging behind with Artemi, Maeve, and Calder well out of earshot. You said yesterday that you were going to tell Artemi about your little theft. But you still haven't yet. Listen, I'm going to. I'm just not ready yet. It's just a lot, yeah? Sid felt silent for several long moments. Can I give you my thoughts on something? Are they good thoughts? I can use a good thought or two. Not quite, but more like neutral observations. Don't like that either. I can put it off till later if you want. Cole biz up his brow furrowed with discomfort. Really don't like that. But sure, hit me. Sid smiled softly. I've been thinking, and don't take this the wrong way, but sometimes it's not about you. Cole frowned but did not retort. Sid took this as permission to continue. Sometimes people deserve to know the truth, and you being not ready isn't good enough. Sometimes you just have the responsibility to tell them, and you just gotta stop putting yourself first for a bit. Cole's gaze was fixed on Artemi's back as they continued strolling through the streets. He gnawed on his lip, his face twisted in an anxious knot. I know. I'm going to tell her. Listen, I have a plan, right? A way to get Artemi off the hook for her whole revoking her title thing with her mom. I just figured we got rid of your death sentence would soften the blow a bit. You do have a lot of plans, Sid sighed. Artemi is my friend too, boss. I hope your plan goes well, but if you put it off for too long, I'm going to tell her myself. And she should really hear it from you. She will. I'll do the right thing. I promise. I just need more time. His voice wavered for a moment. We'll still be friends, right? Even if everything goes tits up? Sid's gaze softened and he pulled the hyena close. Of course, boss. Ah. Precious bird boy! My precious bird! Oh my god, they're all together. Castle Diluvium. That's a mouthful. Yay! We get... Oh. Actually... just in case if it glitches or something, I don't know why. But just in case. There we go. Right, holy crap. Well, I gotta say one thing. That's a good place to stop, to end the stream on that point. Wow, a lot of shit's going down now. Hamish is AOL. No, Hamish is MIA. Maeve, Artemi mistakenly thought Maeve was proposing to her to be her wife and all that business. But I think that'd be a good ship. Will they get together? They do have good chemistry together. And, my poor boy Calendar. I feel so sorry for him now. Oh. He's probably the butt end of the joke now, but still. He was fucking terrified. Seriously. I would have defended him from all that. My god, his grandfather's a dick. But his grandfather's got a major fucking good outfit. I can tell you that. And my precious bird boy. Something is up there. Grank was acting weird. And so was Cassius. What is going on? What is going on here? I guess we'll have to find out in due time. I can't believe we're finally at chapter 4. Oh my god. It felt like chapter 3 was so long. I don't know why it did. Maybe it's because I was just playing it multiple weeks, but still, chapter 3 felt so long. But I don't mind. Still, thank God my voice is good. Bat Grandma wasn't in this. But until she is, yeah. Anyway, there are the mini episodes, but I'm going to look at those another time. On my own, because we just saw NSFW, and we are not doing that. So, yeah. Anyway. I wonder what's in the gallery. I'm afraid to look in the gallery, actually. I'm kind of scared. Yeah, I'm actually scared to look in the gallery. So, anyway, that's the end of this stream and all that business. I enjoyed this. We are getting further and further along with the plot. So, I hope you all enjoyed this. And remember, if you want to tune in for more, hit that little heart button that says follow right next to it, so you'll be able to stay notified of when I go live for every stream I do, which is 5 days a week, and a huge variety of things, like visual novels, RPGs, or even just some random multiplayer games lately. So it's a bit of a taste for everyone. So come on in and enjoy whatever's going on here, and also see and experience the stupid shit that I do now and then, which is just be random. So I hope you all enjoyed that and all that business. And also for the Dougie Zone, we also have our own podcast called The Zone's Outpost. That will be a link in my socials on my Twitch page right here at the very bottom. So if you want to tune in for that too, go on ahead. We've got like a few episodes in, almost 10 I believe. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the stream, and until the next one, have a good night and a good day. Bye.